are you number 3 in the thing? So if I follow that, I still need to finish my sandwich.
Well,
can you manage the first minute and a half?
I can. Are you on the right one? You see me?
Are you moving?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I see you.
Yeah, you see me?
Good job.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sick.
All right, you finish up. All right, bottom left side, our blue Terran player is souL from Poland, of course, and see how he fares in this TVZ matchup as he takes on souL, the red Zerg, in the upper right-hand side, who showcased some pretty great TVZ, especially during Katowice until he decided to walk into a nuke. So, a lot of people in the chat mentioned this, and I kind of agree, but might have some bad memories here, because souL does bring a similar playstyle to the table in the terms of, going late game, playing it out into the later stages, really allowing the game to just kind of go there and playing for that. One of the things we say a lot about souL is sometimes when souL is ahead, he will just build 5 more command centers and just never die, and just, take 20 more minutes to end a game than he really needs to. So, can definitely end up in those kind of scenarios. As we start up on Pillars of Gold, of course. Good map on either side, very good map for run-bys and stuff, but also a very reasonable map for attacking and just for kind of finding good push positions on as well as the Terrans. So it kind of evens out and you get that kind of good split map, kind of back and forth left versus right idea as well later into the game with the bases. And yeah, that's a lot of what to expect here on Pillars of Gold for map number 1 of this final best of 5 of the day. WardiTV resold out number 2 playoffs, where of course we've got 3 players in the playoffs now, Rogue versus Bunny, and the winner of this plays Cure tomorrow in our semi-finals, which then lead into the finals as well. Awesome, still Ian, so I'm really out of things to say unless I start describing what's on the map, but I'm trying to do that a little bit less nowadays.
Almost done. Have a sandwich. You got it, buddy. Once it gets interesting, I'm back though.
Once this Reaper's coming across the map, we start to see what the micro looks like. Yeah, I get it. I see how it is. Alright, well, Reaper is going to go across the map, obviously, and souL is going to get his drone out toward the 3rd base already, so should be able to get that down if he wants it. It's going to be a little close. If the Reaper goes straight over there, he might have a problem. Of course, then you just build the extractor. Reaper is going to check the natural first, of course, so up into the natural, 3rd hatch can go down, and we saw it deal some damage to these Zerglings, so the dance begins. And he actually gets the Zergling right off the bat, so great start from souL, just straight up kill. Doesn't have to target elsewhere. That pullback from souL just a little bit too slow, a little bit late. Reaper gets pushed down, and that means that souL will give it the pressure, and it gives souL the chance to actually put this creep tumor down. A little bit relieving to see the creep tumor actually at the front of the creep spread instead of next to the hatchery like Ragnarok was going for. A little bit earlier, obviously very easy to get it down on this map with the ramp up into the natural, stopping the Reaper from being able to see that creep tumor easily. You've got to come in very far up the ramp and really be committed in to be able to shoot at it and to perhaps take it down. So that's the plan there. Is oh, souL is actually going for a 2nd factory. I didn't notice that, but that's actually a pretty cute little play over here. So 1 factory finishes in the corner, and it's set up as well to really just look as though if, souL scouts this, he's like, okay, there's your 1 factory. The other one just in the back of this main. Overlord speed on the way, though. So with Overlord speed, you've got a pretty good chance of seeing this anyway, as long as you do send the Overlord. Still, I mean, I guess that is quite deep to go scouting for, so it's still possible Overlord speed doesn't quite pick up on this. It depends. With a couple of Marines in the right places, it's possible you actually do deny this scout still, but it's the right idea for souL at least to try and figure out what's going on.
As I managed to destroy these 2 sandwiches real fast, Wardy.
Yeah, 2?
Yeah,
oh my god.
I think it took so long. I've been working on chewing my food as well, so usually I used to just, bite it twice and then next one, but here, these days, I'm becoming a chewer, so my stomach gets upset when I don't.
Oh, that's interesting.
And we wouldn't want that during this epic best of 5 between the Polish hope for Terran and one of the Korean Zergs that I feel like has been perpetually underrated for the past 8 years.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, souL is going to start stim as well. I see a lot of people in chat were like, mech, but no, this is actually very rarely goes into mech. It usually is Blue Flame Hellion into bio. The double factory gets you a higher Hellion count than usual. And this isn't even an armory, right? This is just going to be purely Hellions moving through, and they're just going to run by. The Mauling's on the way. Queen going to block that ramp, but there's definitely danger here as the drone's now in range. First drone's going down. Wow, this feels like a way better defense for souL than it ever should have been. 3 drones? You're kidding me. All these Hellions just died for 3 workers.
Yeah, that's mediocre. Now, of course, there's also the damage of having to build links, but honestly, 15 links is not that many. He lost a couple, I guess. He lost 19. He still has 18. So he did build a bunch, but the third base is extremely delayed. souL can get his fourth base up for free now as well whenever he pleases. And he can basically do whatever the heck he wants. We see these barracks being added obviously very, very late. Because whenever you keep building Hellions, you can't afford these barracks. And there's also no use to having barracks if both of your... well, your reactors are basically still occupied right now. Very often the follow-up will be something like drilling claws, and we'll see perhaps like a double mine drop, a double medevac mine drop or something like that to try and get some damage on. But instead we see siege tank starting for souL here while he's playing against Mutalisk. Oi, 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 oi.
Yeah, well, is it in part of because of what he wants to try and do and just be like a very aggressive attack timing maybe on 1-1? Possibly. Started up a couple more SCVs, as I said that. souL does have this thing where sometimes, especially on a map like Pillars, he'll just cut at like 45 to 50 workers and say, right, I'm just going to mass units on 5 racks instead of like an 8 racks and just like really try and strike, but...
In that case, though, doesn't he cut his E-base until after barracks 4 and 5?
Yeah, I think that's actually true, right? I think that's a good point.
So it's slightly different. But yeah, that early game was honestly hot garbage here for souL, who's gonna struggle to get back into this game. We see souL just get his Spire. souL's up so much right now, by the way. This is such a good situation for souL. He's gonna be really happy just spreading creep, setting up potential run buys as well. Let's not forget about that. Like, there's not that many Hellions alive anymore. What? How does this happen? These guys got more with that one shot, or the same as with that one shot as the 7 Hellions did earlier. I guess they also killed some links. That's not entirely true. It's a little bit disingenuous by me, actually. I apologize and I take it back. That wasn't true. We lied, Wardy. You said I know, so you kind of condoned my behavior as well.
I mean, it was
a bad look.
It's still funny though, right? Like, you know, it's amusing to see like them essentially doing the same time.
Yeah.
Like, because you know, yes, they killed some lings, right? But like, you gave up all the Hellions, whereas these Hellions got away. So, yeah. I still. No,
okay.
I stand
by my words.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
I don't stand by this fight for souL though. It's not looking good. He does get the one tank. I love the Balins moving back a little bit and keeping themselves safe. The other tank just never got a chance to siege up, so it was real quick to jump on it. Of course, he is fighting down on upgrades though, so that's one thing he has to keep in mind. That's one thing he's being careful of. I do love the Bane drop on the bottom side at the same time.
Oh, yeah, I'm a big fan of that as well. Let's see how quick those reactions are by souL. He has a drop going on in the main base. Does he see something happening in the natural? No, he doesn't really. Now he gets the notification. Barely loses anything though, and is actually busy targeting down the pool, which he does get. Now picks up. Will he be able to escape? Yes, as there's not enough mutas yet. This is important that he cut these medevacs out, otherwise all of this dies for free. Now I still have a feeling that this might die, but he's gonna get something for it, right? 1, 2 Mutalisks go down. Hellbats are kiting a bit too fast, didn't really do their damage, otherwise a lot more links would have died there. souL kind of fought himself back into at least decent supply, but then this fight wasn't quite it. Once again, by the way, we have a Korean Zerg who's not taking that forward third base on pillars, and you see the issues that it brings with that weird pillar with the tank positioning there. Can be so tricky to deal with. Even though this game was very good for souL still struggled to break that position, and I think that that is a big tell that perhaps this should be your third base, and then the base that he's currently taking as a fifth should be the fourth. I think it's a little bit of a failure of souL to perhaps realize that, but maybe with Mutalisk it is more fine. We have a big counter-attack setup. What does souL have at home? Well, it's a couple of Marines, but the answer was not enough. Oh my god, big F2 move back there out of souL, who now decides it's time to target down that command center. But I feel like this, in my head, that when that should have gone a lot worse there for souL. He only loses a command center. Now he's going to end up losing a drop here on the left side. He still has the drop going into the natural, which stays alive. He has the 2 tanks on the right side. Is there banelings? Yes, but not that many. This is going to cost souL some drones. Oh my, this is costing him drones.
This push in at the same time, right? You're right. This is no Banes. Target fire on the Banelings was beautiful from the siege tanks as well. The last one goes down. Now Mutas arrive and they're like, wait a sec, these Marines aren't running from anything. So the Mutas are in a lot of trouble. He's going to try and target down the tanks. A couple more Banes do get shot down at the end, so the drop into the main base will continue to be scary, and these mutas should not be trying to fight this. At the same time, there's a few Marines still on the left-hand side just putting a bit of damage out, but more importantly, perhaps, reinforcements through the center. He is going to lose the full medevac of Marines, which is a shame, just as reinforcements were going to get there. If you could have joined those medevacs and those Marines up with this, you might just have a push through to victory.
Yeah, cancels his Solar's left side 5th base though. Oh my god, I just realized. Wait, where did for a second I thought there was no command center, but he actually built it in his next row. I got worried for a second. Wait a second, it's way more all in, but no, it isn't. We have drilling claws on the way. We have 2-2 about to finish. Once again, this push comes in. This fort base might just fall, Wardy. This fort base does fall. Tank in the back is firing on these banelings. Good target fire out of souL. Split is good enough. Targets on the final baneling. Medevac count going low, but it won't matter as all the banelings disappear. And after what seemed to be an atrocious start, souL picks up a game on pillars of gold. Absolutely destroying Solar in a beautiful game of multitask, drops everywhere. We had like 4 confusing 2 games together because you need some upgrades now for the lurkers, and I don't know, I've actually never seen this, but
no? Never?
I'd love to be proved. No, well,
I'm gonna go on a VOD hunt.
Some
not
of my
now,
latter
but
games
later.
this happens, but yeah, go on a VOD hunt, Wardy. I'm looking forward to that game that doesn't exist. Meanwhile, I'll be introducing the man in the bottom right corner, who's not only very good in TVZ, but is also Polish and really, really cool. It is indeed souL, who misspelled his own name, by the way, on the American server. Well, misspelled. Messed up the capitalization, yeah. I really like the L capitalized in his name. It made me realize that the L at the end of a word perhaps should always be capitalized. Also just in regular English.
Hey, I've got Lambo on my side. Reynolds versus Maru game 2. Muta into lurker is fine. Boom.
Muta into lurker is fine. Alright. I take back everything I said, and I apologize for any inconvenience I caused for any of the viewers.
It's okay, mate. I know you just liked... You know what? Sometimes it's your emotions speaking, and the chance to just jump on me, I get it. I know
I get
like
excited
that.
when I
exactly.
I hear a potential mistake.
Yeah.
It gets red in front of my eyes, Wardy. I don't know what happens.
Your vision goes blurry.
Yeah, my vision goes blurry, and just the words come out faster than my brain can process them, and I can't stop anymore. It's crazy. I'm sorry,
like
Wardy.
a werewolf with the moon. You're just like
a
caster on his faults.
Yeah. No, not a caster. It's just you, really.
Just me, I know.
Yeah. It's more of a personal trigger here. We're seeing a factory. souL was gonna build a factory above it, then realized he sent out his SCV a bit too late. It's like, oh crap, I'll just build it to the right of it. It's like half a second faster. This is the type of optimization that I need in my life. This looks a lot like the 7 Marine 3 Hellion, no?
It just doesn't it?
Yeah.
Marine first, no Reaper. What are you laughing at now?
I just find you funny, Wardy.
You just find me funny.
Yeah, you're funny fella.
I'm not trying to be funny though, that's the problem.
Don't worry, Wardy, we're laughing at you, not with you.
I know that exactly, that's my point. Like, oh, it doesn't look much like 7 Marine 3 Alien anymore though, mate.
Yeah, this is maybe that's the trick. Pretend like it's the, but I mean you can just scout this as a Zerg and you just send in
You just see the Hellions, yes.
yeah, you
the
see
reactor.
the Hellions with, yeah, you're just going with the Ling because there's no Reaper, so yeah, fair play. Solar is quite consistent with this, by the way. He's good at that. Yeah, he pokes in, sees, okay, he's like, wait, Hellions, this guy's a clown, and then pisses off back home. Where's that starport? Oh, he's in the back.
So maybe that's where something's being made a bit interesting. Yeah, battle cruiser opening.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You were definitely onto something. It was definitely a little bit off, and it's going to be a BC to set us off.
I guess you just want to save some gas, eh?
Yeah.
Faster starport, faster fusion core, because you go factory before, and then the second gas before the second depot also makes more sense. I didn't want to mention it because I thought maybe that's normal with some builds, but now I realize that no, that's not normal at all.
Definitely not right. Second gas after depot.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that's usually the case, but I thought maybe like I'm not aware of many of the marine builds, so maybe that's something you do. But yeah, now it makes a lot more sense. Nice, cute little build here. Overlord speed is going to kick in at some points. There's marines in position. Is it enough though? 2 marines. It's not gonna cut it. Well, it might cut it against this Overlord.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a mistake by soLR actually.
Yep, before Overlord speed is done, he takes, what, 25% HP? Actually a huge deal. Look at it get zoned.
He's not gonna get in. He needs to send a second one.
There's
doing a good job here.
There isn't one nearby at all, so it's going to take a long time to get across the map if he does send one.
soul? I think he kind of... he messed it up.
Should have stayed high ground.
Yeah. Well, I think he should have moved low ground faster, actually.
Oh, yeah?
I think staying high ground was a losing play. Now even soLR gets away. Yeah, this never should have happened.
Wow.
Battlecruiser gets spotted. So unfortunate here for soul. And we immediately see 7 drones starting as well. 15 links were already out here for our good friend soLR. We see Stim on the way. 3rd CCs being built on the high ground, as well as a couple of extra barracks. Only going up to 4 cars as to get that that marine production up a little bit quicker. Very often you see 8 cars with a battlecruiser, or at least 6, right? It's going to be single battlecruiser into... oh, it's in the main. Single battlecruiser into Stim. Oh, like this is the worst link that he could have hoped for.
Yeah, all the queens are here. I mean, it's the problem with being scouted a little bit as well, right? Like, soL's so ready to have, like, the queens committed somewhere. At the very least, ready to move them nearby, right? They're in a very neutral position, and then they get straight into the main. And 2 drones, BC's already below half HP. Not much chance to get back in, and... yeah, pop.
Pop. We have 2 more barracks on the way here. 1-1 has started, and now we see Spire coming out of soLR. Okay, that's interesting. So he wants to still go into Mutalisk off of this, right? He knows it's not mech, because he's been scouting with his Overlord, and he saw Stim being researched, and he sees the lack of Hellions as well, which is kind of a major tell. Now there's double Evo chamber on the way here for soLR behind this, and he's getting his 4th base. He has a lot of freedom right now. With that freedom, he decides to build 22 links. These cars dying is not good.
No, he's going to lose a lot of his map control, right? That's pretty much all he has on the map. Obviously, the BC can come across again, but especially the Spire about to be done, you've got to be careful with that battlecruiser as well, so... yeah, no, it's kind of painful. Now a lot of creep team is starting to go down. The creep's going to make some serious progress forward. So what these 2 medevacs going to have to do, right? Really come through and deny this creep spread, else this is going to be pretty problematic.
Wait, did he blink the BC across the map? Man,
he did. It's in trouble.
Balls of steel. Yeah, balls of steel. You say trouble, I say balls of steel. It's going to get a bunch of workers, by the way.
Yeah,
5,
that's true.
6? No.
But is it worth losing the BC for?
I'm not sure what the use of the BC is.
Well, because the BC is it's constantly going to pull mutas and units back, right? If you just fly across and you teleport away, it takes units away from the fights all the time, right? It almost acts as like a drop all the time, right? It's going to take units in a certain position. Okay, at the point of 10 drones, I kind of agree it's probably going to be worthwhile even losing the BC, but yeah. Initially, I was questioning.
Do the mutas go to the BC though, or do they chase the drops? I like that soul's being so aggressive. He realized, hey, wait, I might lose my BC. He's like, I'm actually much rather try to be a little bit risky with these drops now. And I forced the mutas. This was... soul is playing very well today. He has 1-1 on those marines as well. Boost is not available yet though, so... did he just boost up that little clip? Oh my god, he's trading well against these links, by the way.
Yeah, now he boosts back around, try and maybe get a Baitlin, so he's actually going to keep some Marines alive to get into the natural, so might get a drone or 2 out of it. I actually can't believe that BC survived in all of this. You're right, the way he played with this drop to make sure it stayed alive, very well handled.
So well done by soul, who's already starting his 4th command center. Luckily, we do see 5 barracks before it started. Remember last time we casted a soul game together, I think it was on Romanticide. He had, was it 2 racks or was it 3 racks? I think it was 3 racks, and he started his 4th CC. I can't remember what Zerg it was against.
Yeah, I actually do remember this. It was against... I'll know in a moment.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later. We'll keep you up to date to that guy's bunker, going up at the 3rd base for potential run-bys. soLR hasn't been too snappy on the run-bys though, has he? Hasn't cared too much. Single drop of soul is moving towards the right side and probably will end up dropping at that 5th base once he realizes it's there. soul needs to be quick. Yes, doesn't get spotted. He is on point today. He is playing fast. He is playing well. This mind split, well, good enough apparently, as soLR messes up some of his Baneling connections. This 5th base is gonna be cancelled here, Wardy. soul is playing a good series so far. The openings actually both times kind of went terrible. but he somehow manages to do it. souL dives in with the Mutalisk, loses two Mutalisks, kills 5 Marines, and now we'll have to keep chasing. We see another drop heading into the main base, and here comes the battlecruiser. Now actually we kind of the reverse, you know. He wanted to take the attention away from the medevac with the battlecruiser. Good mine hit there, and boom, the drop in the main base. Man, souL is playing out of his mind today.
Yep, he is all over the place. The BC is going to teleport out, so again, takes the Muta's attention away.
Teleports in.
What? Okay, sure, why not? I mean, he's going to get Queen, he's going to get a few more drones, and I mean, I guess it allows him to keep this pressure up right now, so he'll drop onto the natural. He's still got the units on the left side moving in. They're going to get a new round of creep tumors. There's banelings here, though, so he'll have to back off, but this is also all setting up for this attack on the right-hand side. Huge army over here with no medevac support.
A couple of medevacs.
Yeah.
He actually forgot. There's 2 in the main. I'm not sure if those were supposed to be here, but I have a feeling they might have been. He's gonna probably just lose these Marines straight up. No, it gets the cancel on the 5th base. Is that worth it though? I don't know.
Not for cancel. It depends what he can do with the Widow Mines. Will the Widow Mines do well? Then the Banes crash in. I guess it was okay in the end. It obviously just would have been better if you save any amount of those units, which would have been very easily done.
Yeah. If he gets the cancel and then can run away or fly away over the mines, like he sets himself up fantastically for this for when 2-2 finishes up, right? He's adding the barracks already. His fort is, I was gonna say, is flying over, but it's already a planetary. There's a turret there. Usually you can kind of see the state of a game of where the mutas have been so far, and so far the mutas have been at home, and this is the first time souL feels the confidence to move out across the map, but I'm not sure if he should be feeling that confidence right now. souL's reactions have been fantastic this game. Once again, that Thor just immediately turns around. We have a big army on the left side, another single drop heading into the main base, and there's a lot of mines here with this army, Wardy. Now, there is an ultra cavern for souL. souL has been keeping up with all of his tech, has been keeping up with his upgrades, so even though souL has been... Oh my god, he targets that down as well. Keeps moving forward.
Yeah. Oh my god, these Banes don't really reach either, so this attack just continues. Huge counterattack is what souL's going to have a problem with, but he's doing serious damage because he's in the main base as well. Finally, some Banes get through. He might be able to drop and do more, but he still has going to have his production camped, and that's the biggest issue of all at the moment. A Thor in the bottom of the main is actually just stuck and out of reach of the mutas as well. He's actually straight up losing production structures. Never mind production being camped, like, structures are going down. Now he's going to go and kill this Thor off. souL is on the way back home to come and deal with this, but is souL just going to end up doing too much?
Beautiful counterattack here by souL, who is showing that you only need to give him one opportunity to counterattack. He takes it and he absolutely blasted souL there. There's a single drop heading towards that far right side base, and now that souL needs to deal with things at home, his micro on the other side of the map also is getting slightly worse. The control there isn't as tight because he is the one that needs to do the defending right now, and defending tends to be harder than attacking. 3-3 hasn't started yet, but not because he doesn't want it or because he doesn't know he needs to start it. He just doesn't quite have the money ready. See a medevac, an empty medevac fly home. We'll have to tell the bad news to all the other Marines that the drop indeed did nothing, and he just dropped straight into 8 lings.
Yeah, he's just gonna, he might not even tell him, he might just sneak back. He's like, they never realized I left. They don't realize it was me.
That's a lot of energy you still got. Yeah, I've just been idling in the main base. I luckily got out of reach of the mutas just in time. Wow, a true survivor.
Yeah,
nice.
Believable with the earlier medevacs as well.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Oh, I forgot about you. Yeah, me too. Oh, this is so unfortunate. He drops 3 mules. A couple of mines might be able to save them. Turrets barely didn't blow up. Now we have another run by. Well, it's not a run by. This is a full-on assault. Yeah. This is a drive-by if anything, and I don't think souL is going to survive this. This left side base is going to end up just dying, straight up dying. We have a quadruple mine drop on the right side, hitting 5 overlords, killing none. But this is 9 marines against infinite banelings. There's 2 ultras with it as well. The Mutalisk count still remains healthy, and yeah, I think souL is going to be taking this game.
Yep, these all just keep on through. GG's called from souL, and we are going to get tied up again today, man. We are getting some fun series, for sure, as souL really dominated this. Great nickname. Yes. Obviously. No, 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 no. Oh no, I had... Fuck, I pressed the wrong button on you. You were muted. Oh.
That's okay.
Okay, you know what, guys? You missed nothing apart from Austin making fun of my name.
That's completely fine. Well, look how fast Sol is. 400 EPM in the early
400 EPM?
game. Yeah, in the early game. I'm not sure what he was doing. Probably spamming something interesting. No.
Maybe he's holding down the return cargo button.
Artificially increases EPM.
Yeah.
So that he can take some nice screenshots for Twitter when he plays against Protoss.
It's part of the build, man. Otherwise, you can't whine afterwards effectively.
That's so good. You know what I haven't seen from Sol in a while? Now, you're going to correct me if I'm wrong, all right?
Okay.
I haven't seen him proxy Rex as much as he used to.
No, I can get behind that.
It felt like back in the day, it was kind of like his trap card that everyone knew was there, you know? Like, we know what that trap card is, you know? Like, that's going to be the proxy 2-Rex. But lately, we haven't seen it much from him. At least I haven't. I watch a fair amount of Sol as well, because I'm obviously a big Sol fan, as most people are. But yeah, it's funny to see. And Solar hasn't drone scouted a single game yet either, so either he doesn't care about the 2-Rex, or he's like, well, I know that Sol doesn't do that.
You know, it's funny as well, because I really feel like Solo is like one of the Zergs who's really susceptible to 2-Rex. Like, if I had to pick a Zerg to lose to a 2-Rex, I'd probably pick Solo, because it seemed to just go hand in hand. Him losing a 2-Rex for a while, it was, I know a lot of Zergs lose to 2-Rex, but like, for some reason it just felt like Solo always fell apart against that build.
He lost 202 TY in IAM as well, didn't he?
Yeah, to the 2-Rex, right?
Yeah, 2-Rex. The one with the Reaper follow-up, I think it was as well. Maybe it just started straight up with Reaper. I think it was first some Marines, then Reapers. I can't quite remember. But it was 2 games of 2-Rex. Or maybe 1 game of 3-Rex. It's, they all kind of blend into one, all the proxy Rexes.
Yeah.
The only one I can truly remember was when you thermal did it against Su at the Nation Wars, because that one was very important.
Yeah.
Good moments, good times. We have a standard triple CC opener here coming out of Sol. Throws down the starport, and afterwards we'll get the gas. This could be for that potential... Oh, this is Banshee, isn't it? This is a Banshee move. Look at that movement of that barracks. Oi, 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 oi.
Enough space to fit a tech lab there? It feels like there isn't.
No, there is. Come on.
It's perfect, man. Beautiful. It fits so well.
Oh, he gets the tumor. No, he doesn't. 2 queens.
Oh.
He accidentally attacked the queen. He misclicked. He was gonna get it. That tumor literally started in front of his face. Holy crap.
We missed it because I was watching the tech lab and admiring how close it was to the star.
Wow, that was really nice. That fits so well.
I was thinking though, like the building arm of the tech lab actually hits the starport, and surely that causes more destruction than building. But you know, realism was cancelled in this game, I guess. Rotron, nice and quick. Solar gonna get on the offensive to some extent, right? I mean, building multiple more overlords. He doesn't have a lot of gas right now to like go straight to like a ton of roaches. I guess he's gonna have 6. He's got 2 gas, so I guess he's gonna get 7 or 8 out pretty quickly. Oh, he starts a lair. Okay, never mind me.
No, he just scouted the Banshee.
Ah, okay.
He was sacking an overlord as you were speaking. Oh, now he gets 4 roaches. This is a fake though. There's a fake roaches. This is not real. If this roach build was a tweet, what would it say? There's no proof, no evidence. What does it say under the tweets?
Oh, this is
This has not been verified.
Yeah, this is not being verified. Okay.
By election officials. Yeah, this is fake. This is not real. I feel like Sol. Do you think Sol's gonna buy it? Why is he hiding the roaches if he's faking it? This
is the fake of the fake. It's actually just a genuine 4-roach run by.
If he kills more than 3 workers with this on the... Oh, he's gonna get the mules, isn't he? He's gonna snipe like 3 mules as they drop. Oh, is this the dream?
Oh, no. Oh.
Up the depot, up the depot. He gets it. Oh my god, he ups the depot.
Get one
Laser
SCV.
quick. Razor sharp. Laser quick. What is quick?
This Ling's going to show up and going to try and go for the Hellions. Again, a little bit of a surround. First Hellion going down. The other couple Hellions taking some damage as well. Yeah, these Hellions are dead.
Some improper micro there coming out of souL though, eh?
Yeah.
I feel like that could have gone better, quicker into those little nooks and crannies.
Could have been much easier, right?
Yeah. Yeah, probably could have been better there. I also feel like he quit SCV production, but that's based on no evidence except just my feeling. I feel like he should have slightly more SCVs.
He's also not making SCVs right now. He's only making one for a moment.
Losing cars really sucks when you're doing tank pushes, by the way, because you kind of need them to protect the back of it. He had such good potential for a tank push. Look at the creep spread near the 4th base. It's non-existent, Wardy.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get sieged up so well over here, and again, like you say, with the Hellions to back it up, it's really powerful now. So it's going into a ton of roaches.
There's no way, right? He's gonna get the hedge. He gets the hedge.
Oh wow, he gets the cancel. Okay,
that's massive.
Something.
No, I mean, right now souL are just. Oh, well, actually, he's playing 1-1 roach, so I guess he doesn't care quite as much. We have continued tank production coming out of souL. I mean, it's so common, right? 1-1 roach attacks on this map.
Yep.
Hydra into... This is the dark stuff.
Yeah, into like Hydra, into Lurkers, basically.
Yeah. Dark loves this. Dude, like, Dark freaking loves this playstyle. He played it so much.
Yeah.
But souL's drop is doing way better than I thought. Gets 2 queens for free. Now starts targeting down. Oh, he wants to go for the overseer so that his banshees would be able to join. That was a really cute play, actually. If that had worked, that would have been big. Even though the banshee were almost out of energy, but the idea was there. And this is equal supply against someone on 10 roaches, 65 workers against 69. We have 2 drops being sent out right now for souL. He's up in upgrades as well. Should start his 2-2 as soon as possible, though. It's important. He's adding bunkers, which is the incorrect call, but a very understandable call. If you've ever died to a 1-1 roach push, you will definitely empathize with what souL is doing here.
No, it's happened so often, right? It's like you're having a good game, but you just don't quite have the defense to hold that first surge of units, and it falls apart from there. But yeah, obviously that's not what's happened with the Lurker down the hive on the way up. He's just not picked up on that at all, which is rather unfortunate. It's all built up at the 3rd base, and obviously he's not been in the main since the hive started, so...
Yeah, he has some info though. He saw the 7th gas go down, which you don't really go more than 6 gas if you're playing 1-1 roach, right? Now, honestly, with a guy that just did a fake 4 roach into a real 4 roach with 20 links, you know that a single gas at a 4th base perhaps is a little bit much to go off, but it is a tell that perhaps it is time to investigate more. Let's see if he can put on his raincoat and play a little bit of Sherlock Holmes here.
Yeah, as he pulls back these couple medevacs, souL doesn't have anything to deal with on the map right now. A couple banshees on the upper left, but that's about it. They're actually just going to clean out some creep on the top left side, which is not the most important location of creep spread as it stands, so souL won't be too upset about that. souL is looking to continue dropping through the center. Of course, souL straight into seismic spines, getting ready for those lurkers with Vipers to support against the siege tanks.
You'll love to see it. And Solar went there pretty much unscathed. Unscathed? Unscathed. No damage taken.
better way of saying it.
Better, yeah, it's better. Just keep it simple, buddy. Keep it simple.
I'll stop using my fancy English words on you.
Yeah, they confuse me. We see a good dive there. Gets 2 Ravagers for... I'm not sure if I can call it free, as I think a couple of Marines went down. We now have a big push throughout the middle. souL is aware that there are lurkers. He loves playing against lurkers, by the way. He doesn't like Mutalisks very much, but lurkers, he says, now that is his bread and butter. Oh my god! What a stim there by souL. That was brilliant. He's gonna dive in.
Yeah.
He can take out both of these lurkers. Seismic Spines completes in the dying seconds. Needs to be careful because now there's a bunch of them. But these trades have been fantastic. 2-2 is about to finish up. 2-2 is nowhere close near being done for. He hasn't even started his carapace yet. No, okay, now he does. As I said it. As I started my sentence, it was still going to be correct.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I have not started. And he's going to go around the right side. Look, it's kind of in position. You don't want to take 3 shots, but man, these tanks are going to be difficult to deal with. This one gets abducted in straight away, but the other tanks are a bit more well protected, right? Like a little further back. So Let's see, as they siege up there again, there's a couple of libs here now as well. I mean, the same issue stands. If you set up the libs, they're just going to get abducted in because they go very far forward. So you got to pick your right moment to kind of get those going. As we'll see, 2 more medevacs than necessary going to the left side for this drop, but I don't know if that's... Yeah, I'm not sure. In a way, it's like maybe you want the extra medevacs in case one gets shot down, and the other way, it's like you only left 3 medevacs with all these other Marines.
Yeah, souL role-playing as Ben Shapiro as he dunks on another lip. We have a triple medevac drop into the was this the third or the fourth base?
Whichever. Third. That's the third.
There's no energy on these Vipers currently, and these tanks are moving a little bit too close. souL needs to move back with some of these Vipers, but there was no scan, so that Viper survived a bit longer than necessary. One Liberator still alive. We have these 3 medevacs moving towards, well, this is like a semi-dead space, I guess. As long as the Vipers aren't there, now these 2 tanks will fall. It feels like souL is moving too slow when the Viper energy isn't there.
Yeah.
Like he's just, oh my god, this run-by is brilliant. This drive-by. This is like a drive-by with a peloton of cars. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Just going in, like, boom, boom, boom. Roaches say bye, Hydra say goodbye as well. Still no carapace upgrades, 2-2 upgrades, absolutely ransacking anything that souL ever dreamed of having. And was this a good trade? 11 workers end up going down. That 5th base dies. souL has a 5th base started. This was fine, right, for souL, I think?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's got the 4 bases set up. The big question will be if souL can get his 5th base up without too many issues. Right now, it looked for a moment there like it was maybe in some trouble for building, but no, souL is going to come straight on the offensive. I mean, I love that, right, because he did just clean up a bunch of units, so if souL's ever going to be, having a weaker moment, it probably would be now, and souL is really going to go for this. Lib's trying to siege up. There's a lot of tanks here. I just love how many tanks there are, but now 3 of them get blinding clouded. Liberator siege up from the backside just because they got abducted over there. souL kind of bangs his way through, but souL is still attacking on the other side as well. He's killed a base. He's hunting down drones. I mean, at this point, souL only has 3 bases left himself.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Now, the planetary at the 4th base will hold those roaches and hydras. There's not enough lurkers to truly push forward. There's Ghost being built. +3 is about to finish up as well. And another base goes down. souL currently on, half a mining base?
Yeah. Kind of one mining base. You put the main and the natural together.
That's a fact. And we still have plenty of scans as well for souL, which can be an issue in these situations, right? Where you're just only on triple orbital. He's not gonna let this command center burn out, right? That sounds unlikely.
Yeah, I imagine not. I mean, he's flying units around it as well, right?
Yes,
So
yes. Yeah. Gets the warning there. Good, good, good. We have 2 tanks set up once again, kind of in a position where a blinding cloud would cover both of them. We've been praising souL a lot, but his tank positioning has been subpar so far this game. At least in that defensive setup from earlier. Now once again, these 2 tanks are just together, makes it a little bit tricky, but I feel like he's just so far up right now in supply. He has how does he keep sneaking drops by? Like, what's happening? Where's the overlord spread from souL on that left side? Has it been cleaned up? Oh my god, big blinding cloud once again. These 2 tanks in the back. There's no blinding clouds left though.
Yep.
That's so good for souL. GG gets called as souL puts himself in match point and is ready to advance to the semifinals, where if he gets there, we'll be playing against Cure. So a TV. No. It's a nice little inside joke that a lot of people understand. All right.
Right, I'm gonna be up here like 1 minute.
Oh, good. All right. In the top, are you on my camera? I hope he's on my camera. As in the top left, spawning as the blue Terran player. I can't quite remember what team he's playing for, and I feel bad about that because souL is representing them extremely well. It is souL. I already mentioned his name in that sentence. And then bottom right, as the red Zerg player, of course, we have souL, who is needs to step it up. Step up or step down is what we'll say. That is definitely what we'll have to say here for souL, who is scouting for something that isn't there. So looking for proxy Rexes, but there are no proxy Rexes. The overlords will not find anything, and that is okay sometimes. You know, just the act of searching. Many people search for the meaning of life. No one ever finds it. But many times it is the journey that matters and not so much the destination. Unless you're traveling by plane, then the journey tends to be a lot worse than the destination. Because planes are an inferior way of transportation than almost any other mode of transportation. You don't have the privacy of being in a car. You're not outside like on a bike. You can't easily move around like you can on a train. It perhaps beats a bus though, because I can't read in a bus, but I can read on a plane. So I think bus might be the worst mode of transportation. Are you back yet, Wardy? I'm out of material.
I can tell.
Alright, we have the pool coming up here for solar. Who's mining with... I love this. I don't know why this makes me happy, but whenever I see single drones in extractors, I just feel really good. It always reminds me... Do you remember the picture of... I think it was Snoota. Was it Snoota?
Snoot?
With like... No... Like some Korean. It was a Korean. Was it Polt? Who was like practicing. It was Boxer, wasn't
Boxer.
it?
The one with
Boxer.
when he was the only guy left in the room at penalty.
Yeah, exactly. It always reminds me of that. I always zoom in on the drone and I think when all the competitors left or whatever the quote was, I think, man, that's great. Look at that guy go hard, you know, and he's doing it for the team as well, and all the other guys just getting minerals together, having a blast. But that one drone, he's probably the most important one out of all of them. All the other ones can be missed, but he can't. There's a little inspirational tale there about being different, Wardy. Being different sometimes is fine when it comes to that. As long as you're gathering oil and gas like a true patriot.
A true patriot.
A true patriot, yeah. What is this? Barracks. Ooh. Oh, this is 4 cars, isn't it? This looks like 4 cars. Yeah, 4 or 6. How does that? Maybe 6 cars. It's hard to say sometimes because the cars they build surprisingly fast. Like actually surprisingly fast. I always think, man, he probably will be able to squeeze out only 2 more cars, and then it's 4 cars. And if you have 6 cars, all of a sudden you can do a lot with 6 cars. You know, like you can actually start sniping things. You can maybe even dive in once. He gets a tumor already, which is extremely nice. Yeah, it's just going to be 4 cars. My sense of timing isn't as great. We've been going at it a little bit already. The senses are dulling, Wardy, but the excitement isn't. As sometimes I cast with you and we get crap games, you know? Like, let's be real here, Wardy. Sometimes, but today, the games were actually, almost all of them were very exciting. The games have been very good.
It's been great, hasn't it? Like, especially when this is like a small online tournament, right? It's like, not everyone like shows up 100% of the time, 100% right, and you know sometimes people fall down 2-0 and everything's just kind of bad. But it's like no, today it's been legit all the way through. Yeah,
it's been a good day of games. So a baling nest being thrown down for solar, perhaps afraid of any shenanigans from souL. souL isn't much of a hellbetter though, is he? He thinks the armory impedes too much on his eBay timings, I think. souL is a man of the economy. He has strict policies when it comes to the economics of the Terran race. Gets 2 gases down right now, so we see the double eBays being thrown down. Whenever we play Lightshade, I always hope for the 5 racks, you know? I'm always the 5 racks before the eBays. The 48 SEV. That build just makes me so extremely happy. It's such a banger. It's actually such a banger of a build. And he did it last time we casted him on Lightshade. So now, whenever I see Lightshade, something inside of me, you know, it makes me feel a certain way. Doesn't have the Hellions at home. It's gonna lose a single SEV, but gets a bunch of links. Of course, you'd rather have those Marines across the map, but solar cut workers at 60, so I think he would have been fine anyway, even though I'm not completely aware what the right worker count is. Did he build extra cars with this? Did he just made 1 car or what? Extra?
He banned 1 extra car, right? 5 Hellions.
Yeah.
Maybe just have the factory ready for a while. I don't know.
Oh, holy crap. Look at his run by solar. He's completely out of position for the drop. He has no links at home. It's just banelings.
Yep, and with no speed.
If he loses this fort, that would be awful. There's a bunch of units at home as well for souL. If this goes into the third, this might be fine though.
Yeah, he is the depot, so third base SCV is going to have to come across. 5, 6 SCVs going down already. And of course the Lings are going to get out of there without falling as well, so that's good news.
Let's be real though here, Wardy. 56 workers against 61. No fourth base for Solar. I'm liking the position for souL. I'm liking this position for souL. His upgrade started perhaps a little bit late. He's only on 3 racks. There's no fourth and fifth racks, and he's still producing tanks against what seems to me to be a pure Ling Bane style for now. So it's going to be very, very delayed Hydra then, as we're still only on 4 gas. Oh, this is a big scan, by the way. He gets a lot of freaking tumors here. souL doing a great job denying creep, denying that fourth base, and now we have a big run by heading towards his left side. I don't think he's quite going to be ready for that. Oh no, he's not.
No, not at all, as you just see. souL swinging around. That Ling Bane is set to go. 1-1 upgrades from souL. Well on the way at least, but still down a Carapace upgrade until they're finished, and this attack starts moving forward. A couple of units will spy it, so there's Hellions on the way back, but this is way more than a... Oh, he didn't actually notice it, huh? Oh no. Straight into the natural, some units to the third, at least the Hellions are there. The Bane's just going to go in and go for the Hellions, which aren't being controlled, so Bane's crashing for a couple, and souL is going to lose so many SCVs.
Yeah, might even end up losing one of these E-bays. I think the upgrades will finish, but probably will lose at least one of the E-bays. He's pushing in what seems to be a desperate attempt. I mean, what started so well for souL now quickly devolved into degeneracy, as he has nothing left over, as economical policies all down the drain. That is what a crisis can do to a country, and we see it here live in front of our eyes as souL's burning buildings are burning down. Solar, I love this. He saves some of the Lings and he just re-goes with pure Bane Lings. He's like, okay, maybe I can at least kill a couple of more SCVs with this. Solar's drone count has been pathetic during all of this, by the way. Only 67. So if this didn't do big damage, Solar would have been in major trouble. Now we have a big drop into the main base. This is what souL was doing in the other games where he was doing so well. If he gets the setup here, dude, does he even want to siege the tank, or does he want to remain kind of flexible? I think he wants to remain flexible. He's gonna go for the pool, he's gonna go for the lair, and he's gonna go for a lot of Lings. This gives him some room to breathe.
What an amazing play by souL. Suddenly, when things weren't looking so hot for him, he makes a huge play, and obviously shutting the pool down. Stops that Ling production. That's one of the things that helped to win him a game earlier on today as well in one of these matches. I mean, now he's just still got this army down here. He's got his fourth base setting up. Not planetary yet, but can start up soon. I mean, souL looking pretty good, and Solar is obviously having to rebuild the lair up here. I mean, what's he really on? He's on an infestation pit. Well, that means he wanted to build a hive. Can't build a hive without a lair, though, mate.
Can't build a hive without a lair, though, mate. I couldn't have said it more eloquently myself, as we have another double drop into the main base with 3 medevacs. So is it then a double or a triple drop? One of these questions in life that once again we won't get an answer to here. An 8 Link drop. If this snipes +2, that would be massive.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to repair it.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That's big.
Such a huge delay on +2 attack, especially when +2 Carapace is so far along from Solar. These units are going to become so tanky very soon. As Solar just stacking up money because he was missing that spawning pool. Now he's built some drones. He's a little bit lava starved for all the minerals that he has.
Yeah, and I love that the souL just recognizes, hey, wait a second, you actually have no anti-air whatsoever. Only 5 queens remaining. He starts dropping. Solar not been too hot with the unit splits. These marines at the, what was this, the 4th base, are killing a lot of workers. The drop in the main is doing a lot as well, and Solar really isn't dealing with either of these 2 threats. We have 5 queens out, a couple of spores are being built, being added on. Now both of these drops are going to get cleaned up. At least the marines get cleaned up, and one of the medevacs will go down. I think souL also abandoned the other medevac. Kind of Nova that one out of the game, but here's a Liberator. Holy crap.
Yep, it's a horrible position, but it's actually kind of working. It's still killing drones. I have no idea how, but 21 kills in this quick succession of attacks from souL, who is a little bit supply blocked back at home. This time the Liberator actually sieges the mineral line, and will probably do less than it did last time.
It's like I was just seeing all these juicy drones walk by in this peripheral vision. I was like, boss, what about these bad boys? But no, the boss was looking somewhere else. And usually that means you can slack off, but for this Liberator, no. This Liberator saw all these juicy drones walk by. We have a scary force moving across the map. If +2 was here, I would have a lot more trust in this army though. I would feel like, hey, this could be one of those pushes where souL potentially can just win. What is the Bane count? It is 21. Where are they? They're completely out of position as we have a Liberator moving up towards the top side base. We have a run by once again from souL, but this time there is units in position. There is a lot of mines and they hit. They hit big. There's one last mine that does hit. Bunker is holding the fort properly as well. Mine drop into the natural. Liberator at the 5th, and souL is at such a low worker count even after that fantastic run by that he did. souL just manages with insane drop play and very solid multitasking. Oh my god, that Bane just the dying seconds gets a couple of Marines, but there's Marines everywhere. There's just action everywhere. There's like mines in the natural, Marines in the main, and then we have the main army at the fort base. Liberator finally did get cleaned up. A couple of drones aren't working yet. We have 100 links and 58 drones, and I think souL wouldn't mind having those numbers switched at this point, as his income is looking low, his army is looking good, but as it tends to be impossible to kill a Terran, that doesn't actually mean that much.
I love souL is just relentless, right? Widow Mine drop starts to move through the top side. Just has bases now on the way up everywhere as well. Builds a couple bunkers too. I love that, right? Just make sure he knows his advantage. Just make sure you don't die to like a surge of units, and this game will continue to kind of trend in your favor because of the worker counts here. So yeah, souL is rebuilding, but now again the Widow Mines are going to hit. That'll be more damage. He has to go deal with that, so he can't attack for a while again. Just all these little things that keep on adding up, and oh my god, no.
He's so annoying. You can still go back with that medevac. Instead decides to go for the 3rd base. souL, are you paying attention? No, you are not. As 7 more workers go down, souL just puts himself in a winning position here. +2 attack is about to finish up. Finally, 14 minutes into the game. Losing that eBay was so freaking painful. But now he will finally be able to start that +3. And souL, by the way, credit given where credit is due, has done a fantastic job rebuilding here. He somehow managed to kind of stay alive. He's now at a good work account. He has Ultralisks out, even though it's only 2. He does have the chitinous plating upgrade. He has a Spire still. He's getting a couple of, or he has a Spire now. He's getting a couple of Corruptors, and he's getting his Carapace upgrade as well. Spire's actually going to get down.
Yeah, he had a Spire, yeah.
But the 3 Corruptors are going to be so big against this big drop play that souL has been liking this game. Also good creep threat for under how much pressure souL has been. I do have to admit though that a lot of the pressure has been economically focused and not so much on the creep spread. So that is a difference than you'd see from a lot of the Terran players that really like to just focus on denying creep spread, and they don't seem too keen on dropping into mineral lines. Oh my god, I said there was 3 Corruptors, there's freaking 8. I can't count.
Oh, right, well, we just missed the first 5 on the way, huh?
Missed the first 5, that's fine.
Yeah,
Probably is looking at something important, guys, don't worry.
Absolutely. Rock's going to get taken down. souL is opening up the map. Obviously, souL's starting to really reach out towards his 5th base, and souL's like, well, I've got creep spread right up to this 5th base. If I can just come in and deny that, that'd be pretty great.
That would be pretty, that would be pretty ace, no cap. As we have a mine here in the front, taking out a bunch of these links. He doesn't really have anywhere to split to, as this depot wall was still up. Actually, the wall backfiring here, which is a little bit annoying. Some decent mine shots though, but if this planetary was done and already had done like 6-7 shots at this point, I would say this fight probably would have gone a little bit better for souL. I don't think this planetary will be able to stay alive, unless souL completely forgets about the banelings that he still had. A couple of snipes, and this is one thing that Lambo told me, which I thought was really cool. He said, whenever you're doing run-bys and your opponent has Ghost, it's really annoying if you have expensive units, because Terran is always going to snipe. So if they can only snipe Ling and Banelings, that isn't that important. But when it's Ultras, like all your Ultras are most likely just going to die as long as their energy like suffices, right? So it is just, it is something cool that souL now needs to be aware of. But souL is just gonna go in. There is 2 mines, there's not a lot of backup though for this army. I'm not quite sure if this is the fight that souL wanted though. I thought it was going to be fine, but some of these shots were absolutely fantastic, and souL does need to be careful. He's on 85 workers, he has good income, he's outmining his opponent, yes, for sure, yes to all of those things, but his supply himself isn't that high, and the moment souL gets the opportunity to counterattack, because souL takes a bet of creep engagement, there's no remax here for souL. There is no remax here.
It's going to be tough, though, because souL has got down on those upgrades, just never start 3-3 in this game, so any fight will just typically trend a little bit towards souL in that regard. Obviously, stuff like Widow Mines don't care so much about that, but a lot of everything else does, all that bio damage generally does as well, so something to keep in mind. Spire about to come back up from souL. He really does just have his entire side of the map, so that's obviously very good news for him. I mean, souL's trying to expand down to the bottom left-hand corner as well, as Lings and Ultra is going to run in for this planetary. There's Banes as well, though, so the SCVs just have to back it off, and he's going to lose the 4th base. That's a Widow Mine shot trailing into it. The CC has to lift up. souL again survive, and it did again cost souL some units, but of course it is a hit to souL's economy.
Yeah. By the way, we're seeing a relatively close army units lost. There we go. Just couldn't get to the word units. It's such a rare word as well. But yeah, it's pretty close, so that doesn't look too great for souL, especially because he's going to be down 2 mining bases for a little bit. How did this drop make it there? You answer me this, Wardy. Well, did he fly straight over creep? Did he go through the middle, or did he go through the bottom? The angle looked like he just came through the middle, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Truly a magician. Truly a magician. In today's games.
Yeah, as we get 18 minutes in at light share, we're going to see souL going for another attack from right and the bottom side, coming into the top right portion of this. So we do just see souL. This is where he's actually building 2 new command centers. Only an orbital on this top side now, so not a planetary to support as he previously wanted. He's going to try and planetary the left-hand side. He just doesn't have unity. He's got a couple mines. Now the Ghosts and Bio start to show up. These Ghosts need to get back to actually get the snipes on the Ultras. Gets a couple, needs 2 more to finish them off. Well, doesn't get the other one, but he does kill it off. 10 SCVs go down. souL is just now losing units alongside this, though, right? And souL is really just rebuilding every time. His economy way better than it's been in previous attempts.
You know what I wouldn't mind? If souL completely decides to kill the game. And what I mean with that is that he kind of stops building workers here, and he just camps on the bases that he currently has, and eventually starts pushing that bottom side. Just make sure that souL can keep it, and just set up a really strong defensive position. Right now that's not the case. There's no sensor tower on the bottom. He was not aware of this big rotation that souL hasn't done all game, not this big at least. Corruptors, Banelings, Lings, and Ultralisks all working together to take out that planetary, one of the orbital commands, or sorry, one of the command centers getting very low as well. Mine doesn't get to shoot. Tanks try to run into position as souL does end up getting pushed back. Army supply still close, but another 18 workers go down. Orbital count currently at like 4 orbitals overall. There's still 2 free command centers. Make that 4 actually, as one of them is in the process of being repaired from burning down. +3 attack for souL is finally about to finish. He really needs a sensor tower on that bottom side of the map, by the way, or he's never gonna retake. Yeah, I mean, souL's just gonna say, well, thanks for the free command center, but this ain't it cheap. As souL has absolute vision everywhere. souL's pushing in very hard, but there's no mines to help out in this position. There's a couple of mines to the right side. Now 3 mines are rolling in, but I think this is just a little bit too much work.
Yeah, there's a point here which souL just had way too much for souL to really, continue handling, and that point's definitely being shown now as a couple of last-minute snipes come down just to try and clean up a couple of units. But meanwhile, command centers are still falling elsewhere on the map, right? And even if this Ultra goes down, the rebuild is already on the map, right? I mean, so many Lings are already spawning, everything's rallying across, Banes are morphing in as well. souL has just about scraped himself back above 100 supply, compared to souL being maxed out once again.
Yeah, that's definitely a mistake. souL's been beat up and battered round, and it's gonna be pretty fed up with that. So we see one more mine burrowing. Oh my god, I got a good hit, but like he needed all the Banelings, literally every single Baneling. Yeah, it's not gonna get it. GG gets called as souL wins game number 4. We're going to our second 5-game series. Very, very kind of you. So yeah, I'm glad to be here. Glad to have witnessed all of these games because there's been some fantastic games. If you've missed a series earlier today, I would highly recommend the Rogue versus Max Spec series,
Yes.
which I won't spoil. But especially some of the later games are, I think, interesting would be a good word to use for that entire series, but definitely for some of the later games in that series. But that's not what we're here for right now, Wardy. Right now, we're here in the 5th map. We're in the bottom right, spawning as the Blue Zerg. It's going to be Solar.
Beautiful.
And in the top left, spawning as the Red Terran player, it's going to be souL. So Wardy's still snacking away.
I'm not. I'm just listening.
Oh, you're just listening.
Yeah.
Could help me out then, buddy.
Well, I mean, you were
I was
just
struggling here. I was struggling here.
Well, you did the intros and everything. You didn't need me.
All good, all good.
You were fine. 10 out of 10. Would hire you
10
again.
Nice.
Especially for this rate. It's great.
The good old paid-in exposure.
Paid in exposure.
Nah, it's been fun. It's been a good time. I'm streaming myself, so always good in the world. It's either that or getting beaten up by 5.8k Protoss.
See, you're starting to take the
CS
Wardy
region.
approach. You have to talk about the game. You don't have to lose in the game.
That's very smart. So you have souL not opening up with an SCV scout. I want to say that he SCV scouted the other games, though, didn't he?
Yes, he's got a lot, yeah.
I think so too. You see. Oh.
Oh?
Oh.
Second rats.
Whoa. Okay. So it's going to be a 2-on-1. The question is what variation of the 2-on-1. We've seen some 2-on-1s where they still go into a very fast third CC, but it could also just be a classic 2-on-1, right? Where we don't see a fast third CC and just a later third CC. I'm kind of curious to see what souL is going to end up doing here as he's chasing a Ling. No?
Oh, he could have had that.
Yeah, he definitely could have had that. He chased it, then forgot what he was doing. I sometimes have this as well, where I go down to the kitchen to get like something, and then I see the fridge. I'm like, well, let's see what's in this bad boy. There's never something satisfying. I just go back up, and I'm like, oh crap.
Well, the thing I needed.
Yeah, no, I want to go to the toilet. Maybe sure I went into the kitchen. So, yeah, it's a hard knock life. So you have the third CC is coming up, by the way. Here, second gas was pretty late, so that could have been a tip-off if I had known my Terran build orders. But I mean, having knowledge is for losers, as we are just all about that gut, that instinct that makes players so good in Starcraft 2. Let me see the Reaper poking up the ramp. Yep, still 2 queens there. Takes a little bit of damage and goes back down. It's gonna probably attempt a similar move later on, and then we'll confirm. Yep, still 2 queens. And run away again. It's obviously looking for creep tumors. I'm just pulling your guys and girls' legs.
Pulling a Wardy, mate. You're saying what's on the screen?
Yeah. But I'm making jokes with it, so it's a bit different.
It's funny. Yeah, it's actually good. souL is very consistent with his overload speed. He really likes going into that, doesn't he?
Yeah, but every single time he plays it, I'm pretty sure he lost, no?
Yeah. No, he won. Did he win the BC game?
Ooh.
That was game 2, right? Yes.
I think he did. I can't remember.
No, it was game 2. That he saw the BC. That game actually is going really well for souL, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Not much has happened yet this game, so we'll see what happens this time around. He's throwing down a couple of more depots, and we'll start to move out the march towards, he hopes victory. Yeah. But I doubt you're going to get victory with these first bad boys. Third CC is floating over towards the third base location as well. So
it's actually nice though, right? Like, this faster third CC, it delays the 2-1-1, but you are going to end up still with like so much more economy than usual behind this.
I'm not sure how much it delays the 2-1-1
like
though.
20 seconds?
Okay. Yeah, that seems fine. He's gonna get a siege tank as well, so we're gonna probably be able to get a decent push. The annoying thing with 2-on-1 is always this, though, right? Like, you give the Zerg so much freedom. Like, creep spread looking fantastic, rocks are going to be taken down, and these rocks are really important if you want to do a tank push later on, because that's where you want to be putting the tanks most likely.
Yeah.
You have so many good positions on this map. Now souL kind of gave up on the rock killing project, which surprised me. He's gonna end up losing. Oh my god, almost loses a queen. Good target fire there by souL, but clutch transfuse, and he starts with where he kind of what he's been doing this entire day already, like aggressive drops, aggressive boost into spots. It's like we're watching Bunny at times. He went for the natural wall, by the way, kind of logical if you're playing this many Marines, but very often you see that wall basically towards the main ramp. So now he still needs to start that. That's going to make Baneling run-bys potentially better, but I don't think we're going to see Baneling run-bys. Oh, I think we're going to be seeing some Baneling drops. One queen will fall. A little bit of damage being tanked on that medevac should end up being okay. Banelings haven't morphed in yet, though, on the other side of the map. We have a single Marine scouting the left side because souL is like, hey, that fort base of yours is really late. Let's see what's actually going on here. And he figures out the truth. And that's a difficult thing to do. He did his own research and he found this fourth base. Now he's like, hey, now this is a potential area I can drop in. Perhaps even fly straight into that main base from there, right? And you can kind of ping pong between that main, the third, and the fourth base. Solar with a double expand though, which is something. Oh my god, souL giving a man a heart attack over here with those tight pickups. And here come the two medevacs. Single tank in there. Can probably abuse the high ground a little bit there, can't he? The rocks are already taken out. Where do you think he wants to go to the high ground though? But so Solar knows this. Look at this. Look at
Yep.
Look at that positioning. Man.
Immediately there, as now souL's going to try and drop behind the mineral line and try and get a couple kills. He'll actually trade well against the Lings. We'll need the Banes to properly push this back. souL obviously is paying attention, knowing those units are running in. At the same time, the Bane drop gets 10 SCVs on the other side, so pretty successful from souL over on the natural.
Yeah, not the end of... Ooh, goes for the siege. I'm not a fan of this. He was expecting Solar to be more out of position. Solar wasn't out of position at all, and that's a mistake. Aggressive stim forward, though, here coming out of souL. With that army on the left side as well. Still has 8 Marines in one of these medevacs, so potential to jump into the main base is still there. Queens are moving into position to potentially deal with that. We see Infestation Pit, Hydra then, so we're going to be going into a Lurker game. We haven't mentioned it much yet, but obviously this is not going to be a Mutalisk game anymore. This Queen might die, no quick reactions. Ooh, nice little snipe there by souL, who gets that one Baneling, and but once again just dropping. He's so keen on the dropping, and he's been very quick. His mechanics have been solid. He's been looking very good today, and I'd love to see that rewarded in perhaps one of the bigger finishes that we've seen recently from souL. I mean, a quarter or a semi-final in a tournament that is this stacked would be extremely impressive.
Yeah, no, it really would be, as he unloads a few Marines and he's going to start pushing out down through the center. There's that Lurker Den coming in from Solar with the first Hydras on the way out. Of course, the Hive to accompany it, because at the end of the day, playing Lurkers without the seismic spines is not so great. So getting that up nice and quickly to accompany the Lurker Den. For now, so we'll not really find any other openings apart from the Liberator, which actually had a pretty good time. Got a Queen, multiple drones. Two queens. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, at least the one on the left got 2 queens.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what the one on the right got. I think he got like half a drone and did some damage on the queen. this left base is pretty undefended, by the way. He's going to be able to target it down. He just runs into locations. He stims into a location, runs in. There's a mine drop towards the right side. There is drilling claws, right? Oh, yes, there is.
Yes.
Oh! Jeez, Lord. Big run by here coming out of Solar. So too slow with putting the depots up, but that's actually going to help him out. All of these links died.
Yeah, Solar's actually going to make a mistake as well. A little bit slow. Now he goes up into the main, not doing much. souL's also trying to play on the other side of the map. I mean, this is the thing. There's just a lot going on everywhere, right? There's a couple different drops. There's now a Widow Mine drop showing up. souL still didn't actually chase these lings down, so they did end up getting some SCVs at least.
20 drones total have gone down in the past half a minute, it feels like. There's still a lot of units in these medevacs. souL are currently on 4 bases. There's medevacs just idling in bases with Marines still in it, just kind of waiting for, like, are the bad guys done yet? It's the ostrich approach. Actually sniped the lurker then, man. souL has been getting so much damage with these drops, and he should be heading towards 3-3 right now. souL is struggling getting upgrades out. souL is struggling getting anything at the moment. He's on 71 workers. We have a 5th base, we have a 6th base, and we potentially even have a 7th base on the way, of course. At least one of these is going to turn into an orbital, but potentially more. I've been loving the little marines without medevac squads, you know? It makes souL so extremely flexible. He's like, you know what, I'm fine with just losing these 10 marines as long as they get something done. We have another mine drop heading towards this 5th base. There's not really enough drones yet for it to truly be able to do something, but he can just pick these up. Like, this is free damage if he decides that he wants it. Oh my jeez lord.
Yeah, that final shot is brutal as souL just going in, running in to clean up, and doesn't quite get enough done in time, and that's a massive set of losses on the final Wood of Mine. So 3 of them survive on top of all that. Now souL's pushing through the middle with some Liberator support, has mines here as well. I mean, even a siege tank from a little bit earlier on, or from actually just now as he started to switch into tank production. I like this push for souL. It feels like a lot of potential, especially with the Lib support.
Yeah, 13 banelings only, 4 more on the way. There's a bunch of mines. Some of them are a bit too clumped up. The mine drop, I think, did end up going down to that Viper, by the way, on that right side. So I was idling there earlier. I wonder what happened to that. We have the small reposition here with the mines, but these lurkers are so slow to burrow without the upgrade. It looks hilarious. Oh no. souL thinks he finished Seismic Spines.
No, did he not? Oh no.
Oh no, actually he rallied it up already, excuse me. I thought he did because he started that earlier, so that would have been a major mistake, but he is aware, he just wants the quicker burrow for now. Something that Dark, I believe, also does very, very frequently, where he prefers being able to rotate quickly, and honestly, against how souL has been playing, I don't even really mind it.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. He's obviously moving you around a lot, right? So if you can relocate more easily, generally that's going to be maybe a better response than, or better setup than actually just having the extra range. But you're right, it's definitely not the more common way to play it, so yeah, I was concerned for a moment, but yeah, obviously not the end of the world. Now he does have Seismic Spines on the way through as souL gets pushed back around that right side. He takes the 5th base. I think the issue really for souL is going to be that there's just nothing to really slow any of souL's bases down, right? You know, we've seen a couple of run-bys here and there, but it's been a while since we've really seen souL get into serious damage or deny an expansion properly, so I mean, that's got to be something that starts up now that souL moves towards base number 5. As he just moves in, he's just going to get a bunch of snipes on morphing lurkers. That's obviously quite nice, just 3 kills. Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's only 3 if he gets out of there, but souL just kind of casually walks away. So funny to see. We have another drop. It's been difficult to keep up with. We have a double drop or maybe a triple drop on the top side as well, and it's not only difficult for me to keep up with as souL has been struggling. Oh, I think he should have gone for some drones there rather than the base.
He's gonna get it though.
No, he's gonna get it. Never mind.
I agree though. It felt like there's more units on the way there more quickly.
Yeah. Oh, now we have 5 ghosts, a mine, 3 marauders, and 2 marines. This sounds like the beginning of a joke as the ghost gets sent home. This mate also is gonna get sniped. Yeah. Right now we have 91 workers moving around between, what is this? Maybe 20 mineral patches? Not even probably. Nah, we're probably working with 20 mineral patches. Like this is gonna hurt his income for sure. This is less than 20 mineral patches, I think. That's very, very painful. We still have the army on the right side. Once again, souL out of position. Now he's gonna lose the drones. souL knew this already. He was like, you know what, I'll get the hatchery first. I'll come back for the long distance mining drones in a bit. And he does just that. +3 has finished up for him at this point. And there's 12 drones that just went down. souL's looking fantastic in this game. Very firm grip of this game, solid unit composition right now, 12 ghosts, 9 tanks, there's a Liberator out, Cloak is on the way. I wouldn't be surprised to see a nuke start. He does love queuing nukes up every now and then, especially the harder he's winning, the more nukes we usually see, so I'm expecting at least a second ghost going to need to be built. Now the ghosts need to be careful, good scan. But there's not enough marines perhaps to deal with it. We have a lot of snipes from these banelings. The ghosts are taking a lot of damage here, Wardy.
Good run through from souL. I mean, these ghosts are just kind of on their own. It's okay if there's only lings left over, which there was at the very end of that, but when there was still banes rolling towards them, it's a bit scary. They kill lings so quickly, but banes not so much. It was just missing a little bit of bio there, right? Just to soften up the kind of amount of ling bane running through. Otherwise, that would have been a much better fight for souL. Now souL says, right, get some extra lurkers on the map. With all of these lurkers now, his army continues to look terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, and we shouldn't forget that souL, even though he has a bunch of orbitals probably already, right? How many is he working with? Why do I find this so difficult to spot? 7 orbitals. He's still on a very high worker count, 80. That is surprisingly high.
Usually you want a few less SCVs, you have a larger standing army, helps you trade better against the Zerg, helps you split up your army a little bit more oftentimes as well. So just kind of walks up this left-hand side, is going to get in position on top of this planetary, which is taking a lot of hits. SCVs move into repair it. Is it enough? As the Lings go down, some snipes come in. I think this planetary actually gets to survive for now, but the lurkers, the rest of them are going to get in range, and that's now a different story. Still some more snipes coming through, though.
Yeah.
Getting cancelled now.
Yeah. That one lurker actually canceled like 12 snipes or something like that. That's crazy. And this is awful because also these starports are most likely gonna go down. The fusion core is in danger as well. Knight is coming up on the right side, and I mean, if there's no lurkers in that, that's not the biggest of deals, honestly. But if lurkers make it over there, that would be kind of annoying. For now, though, these lurkers are just happily taking out these starports. We have a nuke. We have a nuke. And souL should be all too familiar with the nuke sound at this point.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As you're going to see, Wolfie Bane's going to go for the bio army, but splits back. Now the lurkers, though, are going to get on top of the tanks at the very least. And, well, they're in the rest of this little bio force. It just has no healing on it, so it's actually just getting chipped away at. It's going to be, I mean, he trades okay. At the same time, nuke lands doesn't kill too much. This knight is still around over here, hasn't been killed yet. It's just chaos everywhere on this map, isn't it? There's drops in the main base as well. souL doesn't have any money in the bank. souL has a bunch of minerals, but no gas. I mean, he's adding on an extra starport. He's trying to build up some new medevacts. Both players are struggling in their own ways at the moment.
Yeah, and I feel like the longer this game will go, the better it becomes for souL. But I'm starting to doubt whether this game will go any longer. This Liberator will be able to save the planetary. That was such a big deal. It's gonna end up getting another lurker as well in the end because the tank had to go down. You have a double medevac drop being set up, and I like this. I wouldn't mind if we see a lot more dropping coming in right now, just to kind of win time, to get all the resources in the right balance that he needs. He's gonna take out that bottom base for, was this the 3rd, the 4th time? How many times have we seen this base go down now? Kind of lost track. How many hatcheries in general? If it was 4 hatcheries, I think the right side base died once, so then that base probably died 3 times. You have 2 marauders still going into the main. I love how careful souL, by the way, is. Like, he really cares about every single unit and just resets it up somewhere else, even if it's rallied, and if he isn't sure that it's going to be picked up again, he still sets it up and he tries his absolute best to get the maximum efficiency out of every unit. He's gonna trade one base for one base, and I think souL is okay with that at this point.
Yep, bases are actually very hard to come by right now for souL. Liberator kind of causing some chaos over here, gets a lurker kill. It's actually going to unsiege that lib and might even get it away to use again. Just a few Lings on the left side, command center going to drop back down. And more Lings and so on rolling back through to the bottom side of the map in general. So all of that happening. As we do just have the little bit of Ghost Bioforce up around the top and set up to go as well.
Yeah, we have no ship weapon upgrades, by the way, for these Liberators yet. I'm not sure if is there any interaction that truly gets impacted a lot in this matchup? The Hydras? Can they ever get one shot? No way.
By a Liberator?
Yeah.
Yeah, +2 weapons.
Actually?
Yes. I think so.
Lord. Nah, no way.
Hydra's 90 HP, Liberator just like 90 damage.
There's some armor though.
Nah,
lots of snipes going down. Look at these ghosts. They were in a scary position. Banelings weren't quite there yet. Medevac, come do your job. Oh my god. That one barely got denied the Nova experience. Or is it the Kerrigan experience? Is it the same person?
Yeah.
God, I know nothing about lore.
Nothing about it.
I thought I'd just make a reference to something everyone should know. I have no clue what I'm talking about. This is so out of my scope of things I care about. There's one of the girls she gets left behind. That's Kerrigan. What's her name? Her real name? Nova?
Sarah Kerrigan.
Sarah. Yeah, also when
Nova.
she was a Terran?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah, no, they're not the same.
I knew that.
You do now. Sure.
I knew that. Oh, here comes the Q-up drop. souL really is on top of his drops. Yes, I keep going back to the natural because I'm so used to seeing red in blue, and I keep seeing these stupid changelings just standing there. I'm like, oh, never mind. Still the changelings in the natural. It's like literally the 4th time I've gone there. So now the Vipers clean up the top right. You've mentioned it before, but souL has been heavily struggling with the gas. And his gas units lost, or the gas value that he lost so far, actually is very, very high. He lost 9.5k gas. He's going to be losing that bottom left side base, even though he's taking the one in the middle with that rich Vespine geyser. And I'm a big fan of that because this is something that he does need. 3.8k minerals currently in the bank and 200 gas.
Yep. Absolutely, as the Lib squad joins up as well. souL's going to make a play towards the upper right-hand side. I mean, he's going to try and deny a base of solar again. I mean, this has just been consistent base denial from both players, really, for a long time now. It's become very, very important as you siege up over here, and a few more of these hydras continue to go down. So doing well with that. I'm just going to be seeing the Bioforce still going in after this hatch in the upper right.
Yeah, here come a lot of Liberators sieging up right now. souL's attempting the base trade. Well, this is not an attempt of a base trade. This is now a base trade. They're literally trading bases, but souL kind of gives up on that idea. It's like, hey, wait a second. Do you actually have any mining whatsoever here, buddy? Or no? And the answer kind of is no. I mean, there's some mining happening in the middle of the map, but that's barely anything. And souL realizes if I just defend 2 of my bases, I'm going to be out-mining you so freaking hard. Oh my god, Solar thought that he could escape there.
That's bad. He's going to lose a bunch of the lurkers. Everything here is going to go down for very little gain. And obviously, in the current position, souL has no money to rebuild with, right? Because souL just said, you don't have any mining. And he absolutely does not. So, as souL kills the... Oh my god, the fusion core is about to burn down on the left, but... Not the biggest of deals. Biggest problem for souL right now is he just doesn't really have the units. As Ghost comes sniping forward, a couple lurkers are down. Hydra's being sniped as well. And as we attempt to siege up forward position, I'm just going to see souL splitting away from some of those lurker shots. He is going to do it. 23 minutes on Ramanda's side, and souL is going to win it out 3-2 over Solar.
Yes, and with that, souL will